Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emily, and if you enjoy mommy related content, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I do share mostly baby content right now, as I did just have my third baby, but we're going to start something new today. So if you're interested in that, please do subscribe and stick around, and I will be so grateful if you did that. Like I said, today is the start of something new. This is going to be the intro to my financial journey. I'm a married woman with 3 kids, a house, and I'm just ready to get myself organized and achieve some big money goals for me and my family. And I'm excited to film this. I don't know why I didn't include this type of content on my channel previously, because I do actually have a commerce degree with a major in finance. Now, my degree is mostly consisted of investments and, trading stocks and that sort of thing, which I didn't actually enjoy as much as personal finance, which is what I was going to get a further designation in. But then I decided to stay home with my kids and work from home. I have my own business that has nothing to do with finance, but I'm just surprised I didn't share this, because I've always been really passionate about personal finance, and now I want to bring it to my channel. I was really inspired in doing this by discovering 2 women here on YouTube. Firstly, the Budget Mom. I don't know what it was about her budget by paycheck method that just clicked with me. I have never been someone that budgeted, although I've always had a really good handle on where my money was going and where it was coming from, so I never felt like I needed a budget. However, after discovering the Budget Mom's budget by paycheck method and cash envelopes, her method is different from Dave Ramsey, before I get comments on that, and I am not following his method exactly, although I have taken inspiration from that as well. So I'm not doing the Dave Ramsey debt snowball or anything like that, so sorry if that disappoints you. But I've been using her cash envelopes and her budgeting method for the last couple of months, and it has just changed the game for me. And I don't know why I never thought of doing it this way before. When I say I've always had a good handle on money without budgeting, I mean things got paid, my account was never in overdraft, I always had a rough estimate of what exactly was in my bank account. I knew, what days bills were due, how much they were, what days paydays were, how much they were, things like that. But I never did the zero-based budget with giving every dollar a purpose, and that has changed everything. And I've also always budgeted based on the monthly calendar, because that just made sense to me. But then I'd be all stressed out because I get paid on the 20th of the month. I get paid once a month. Well, all of my income kind of comes in around the 20th of the month. I don't have just one paycheck. That might be a little confusing, but just bear with me. But I always budgeted based on the calendar month. So then I was always stressed out the first half to 3/4 of the month about not having a ton of money and seeing all these bills coming up. But it was actually no big deal, because all of my money was coming in towards the end of the month to pay all the bills at the end of the month anyways. That probably sounds so silly, but here we are. The second channel that has really inspired me on the course of this journey, again, I'm a few months in before I started making videos on it, is Frugal Fit Mom. I found her from her viral extreme grocery budget type of video where she fed her family of 6 for $30 for the week, and that was breakfast, lunch, and dinners, which blew my mind and totally opened my eyes to, obviously I knew we were spending way too much in groceries before anyways, but also how to make food stretch and use ingredients that you already have, which I'm really bad for not utilizing my pantry in meal planning. I'll just think up, so we do our groceries weekly, I'll just think up the 7 suppers and then that I wanted to make for the week, and then check the pantry to see what we had and make my grocery list beyond that, not checking my pantry to see what we have and making meals according to that. Like, I do it backwards. which I really need to get better at. And then for lunches, we usually have like macaroni and hot dogs, chicken nuggets and fries, or leftovers. And breakfast, I usually don't eat breakfast. If I do, it's oatmeal, which I feel good about, but the kids always have like refined sugary cereals. I don't like that. So I wanted to just share some top goals. I have a ton of video ideas to go along with this series or journey that I would like to take you guys on. But I wanted to just start off with telling you what my top goals are so you can kind of decide if you want to follow me along on this journey, and leave me any, tips and suggestions down in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. So I have two major goals. I have lots of financial goals, but the top two are to pay off my personal debt. Now this financial journey is going to be my personal journey. My husband does not feel comfortable sharing this kind of stuff, but didn't mind if I shared my side of it. So this does not include all of our debts as a household, and it's none of like my husband's income or, his business. His business is not on YouTube, even though we have a household. I don't know if that makes sense, but my personal debt, I owe approximately $15,000. That includes, I paid for our phones, or I financed our phones, my credit card, and what's left of my student loans. Now, watching so many other people's financial journey intros, I feel so blessed to have my student loans included in that total and it still be only $15,000. I have been on top of paying that off, and I actually bought a car through my student loans. And I had scholarships to school and things like that, and I did a co-op program that allowed me to earn money while doing my degree. So my student loans never got out of control, and I'm really, really blessed to say that, honestly. I know a lot of people are not in that position. So I want to pay off my debt, $15,000. The second major goal is to start on a down payment for a bigger home, and I want to set aside a minimum of $20,000 before we even start looking. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but we don't live in the city. We live in a small province, and the house prices are not, ridiculous where I live. So my total debt does not include our mortgage for this house, because that is part of my husband's stuff as well, and I just don't feel comfortable sharing how much we owe on our current house. But we're not looking to pay off our mortgage completely, just our consumer debts, student loan debts, things like that, and then a down payment for a bigger house. So those are two very big goals for someone who is a stay-at-home / work from home mom. And I'm just really excited to share how I hope to achieve these goals, and the budget by paycheck system is definitely a big part of that. I also wanted to mention I will not be sharing my exact income in any way throughout this journey. I know it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It will make sense when I start to share my budget, but they will be based off approximations and not my actual income and where it is coming from, as that would be kind of confidential because of how I have my business finances set up and my personal finances and all of that. I do have sinking funds, other savings goals that I will share in other videos that I'm really excited to share with you guys. I do want to pay off debt and save simultaneously. I don't want to follow the Dave Ramsey, tackle your debt 100% and not save anything. I don't think that wouldn't feel good to me. I kind of want to tackle both at the same time. Though we may see, slower progress in both in doing it that way, but I just feel like that's how I want to go about it right now. Two ways I am going to achieve this goal. First is slashing my grocery budget. We pay so much money on food, and my grocery budget includes eating out as well. And that is the biggest variable expense that I think we can cut down on. So I want to share some budget grocery hauls, maybe meal plans, cook with me videos, making things from scratch, which is something that I never really did. We bought a lot of pre-packaged things, and I want to get better about feeding my family better, learning how to cook better. Even if money aside, I would love to know how to make my family a pie and not have to buy a pie, as an example. And I want to include that on this journey, like to film as well, and also to increase my income. So I did mention that I do work from home. I do run a virtual assistance business. I do some reselling on the side, and this is my second channel. My bigger channel is monetized, and it's related to beauty and panning and ethical consumerism, that sort of stuff. It's linked down below if you're interested in that type of content. But I would like to get more consistent and dive into my analytics a little better on the YouTube side to capitalize on my potential earnings from, Google AdSense as well. So I want to share that with you as well as we go through this journey. In terms of reselling, I've been decluttering and reselling so much within my home. And we also did buy a wholesale lot of makeup mirrors, which again kind of aligns with my other channel a little bit better. But just finding ways to make more money to throw at my debt and my savings goals. Now this became really apparent after our third son was born. Emmett is almost 6 months now at the time that I'm filming this, and we have definitely outgrown this house. This house is under 1,200 square feet. It is 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, but we have 3 kids and they all have a lot of stuff, and we just have so much clutter, and I want to declutter and get rid of stuff, but also I feel that we do really need a larger home for our growing family. Like, I could not imagine having 3 teenage boys in this house. And we knew going into it, this was just our perfect starter home. I can link that video up here if you want to see our house and when we got the keys. It was really exciting. This was a couple years ago. We always intended to stay here for about 5 years. We've been here for 2.5 now, but that gives us, 2.5 years to save up for our down payment, which I'm sure we'll do it way before then. And we would like something newer, bigger, with a good sized yard for our kids, that sort of thing. And I would love it to be our forever home, but I don't even want to start looking or having big plans for that until we hit the $20,000 saved mark, and then start looking and putting feelers out for what we want and where we want it, and continue saving on the way. You don't just say, okay, I'm going to go buy a house, and you find one and you sign the papers and you move in. It doesn't work that fast. So I want the $20,000 saved and then start making moves towards buying a bigger house, if that makes sense. But as I said, there's other savings goals in there too. Emergency savings fund, retirement, kids education fund, a family vacation, a new piece of furniture, things like that. I am going to make a different video on laying all that out. I have a little nerdy Excel spreadsheet I'm really excited to show you guys. Same with sinking funds. I'm just really excited to share this. I know I'm feeling like I'm all over the place. Quickly, I wanted to share with you what I've already done on the beginning of this journey, because I wanted to make sure it was something I was going to stick with before I put it on YouTube. So I've already reduced our phone, internet, and cable bill. Jeremy and I were both paying around $250 each for our phones. I got us a plan together and changed companies to the same one that does our internet and cable, and we got new phones, and now I pay about $175 a month for both of us, and we have more data and stuff than before, and they also gave us a discount on our internet and cable, so that was really great. I am on a makeup low buy, which I am documenting on my other channel. That was really key because all of my extra money I just viewed as like extra spending money for myself, because it was, my money, and I would use it to buy things that I really enjoyed, mainly makeup and beauty products. And I did that because I viewed it as a treat to myself, as a stay-at-home, work-from-home mom. I don't go out to eat or buy new clothes or really anything like that. So I would use my extra money to buy makeup and things. And a big part of that was not having really set financial goals or places where the money could go instead. Which now that I've sat down and changed my mindset on things, that seems so clear. But before it wasn't. It truly wasn't. After we got married and we bought a house first, then got married, and those were really big concrete savings goals to save for. And then after that we didn't really have anything, and buying a new house seemed so far in the future. But now looking at it and breaking down how much we can set aside per month, etc., we really should have started being more serious about this and saving up for the next down payment really from the time we moved into this place, if we wanted to be out and get something so much bigger, how we are thinking of the house that we want. We really should have started saving much sooner than this. So let me know what kind of content you want to see surrounding this. Like I mentioned earlier, the groceries is a big thing, and I'm going to share with you my financial goals, the bigger ones, sinking funds, how I'm using my cash envelopes, things like that. I am going to be sharing on this channel. I do have a whole list of video ideas so far, but if you want to see anything specific, then definitely let me know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pieces into filming this journey for you guys, and I would love some input from you on how to make it a little more linear and make it make sense. I do want to share my budget with you, more how I am budgeting, not my actual budget, because like I mentioned, I'm not sharing my exact income. So, and bills will be an estimation, but maybe just to walk you through the process I take, would that be helpful if I'm not sharing real numbers? The estimations will be very close but not exact, and probably more rounded numbers just for the sake of a video. Is that something you want to see? I don't know. These are the things I'm thinking of. Do you want to know how I make money from home? I'm just excited to start this. I'm excited to see how much I can make and save if I really put my mind to it. And I think this is going to be a catalyst to a big shift on my channel. Let me know if you like this concept, if you're excited for this series and following me along on this journey, even if it's not going to be super specific numbers. I'm hoping the way I have it planned in my head, it will still give value to you and be helpful and resourceful to others, as well as documenting my own journey on saving money and making more money and paying off debt that I shouldn't have had in the first place. Except for student loans, I'll give a pass. My credit card debt shouldn't have even occurred, if that makes sense. I'm going to stop rambling. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!